Forgetting that today we've so far nominated 2 candidates. That is Nathan Nandala James Mafabi. He was nominated very early in the morning and he had everything done. He assured us of doing a few things for the Ugandans. Of course, we wait to see how best he will accomplish whatever he has to. But of course, waiting for the official date of the campaign on 29th. This was actually justified by the EC chairman, that is Justice Simon Byabakama. Gregory Mugisha Muntu, the aunt president, has also been duly nominated at exactly 2. That is actually the actual time where we wait. I'm seeing the protocol team actually still standing outside because their role is actually to receive any other candidate or any other guest who will be actually walking in. So we wait to see exactly. Remember, this is going to be the second time the NUP candidate will be actually getting onto the ballot. That is if the Electoral Commission actually finds it viable, that is if he has all the requirements, that is if he has all that it takes according to the requirements that were actually asked for by the Electoral Commission. It is very important when it comes to that aspect. A number of things have also been actually highlighted from yesterday up to today, and remember this is the closing day, but of course we wait to see if actually cool will be kept the entire day today. And according to the information that we are hearing actually right now from the tent, the commission is actually still seated on the high tables over there, waiting for the next aspirant. The next aspirant I'm talking about Robert KYAGULANYI Sentamo. But of course, looking at the is a cool situation. I can see military actually surveying the entire area to ensure that everything is in order. Right away from the entrance as you come to this Chigo Road, the security is actually very beefed up to ensure that the entire process is not actually antagonized in one way or another. Like we say today, the EC chairman did tell us that of yesterday he was short of 2 candidates, but of course they did add on Major General Gregory Mugisha Muntu. He has been duly nominated, but also we wait to see if there is any other candidate. But of course, as for now, we only wait for one other aspirant, that is Robert KYAGULANYI Sentamo. We are not yet sure if there is any other candidate who will be actually coming in for now. So for now, I will be handing you over to the main tent actually to get exactly what is happening in there, and at a later time we shall actually be coming back to you as well to keep you up to speed on what will be transpiring at this very particular time. Over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Jethro, our correspondent there at Reza, where the Electoral Commission is exercising the duty of nominating the presidential candidates for the 2026 general elections. Like he has said, Robert KYAGULANYI Sentamo, the flag bearer for National Unity Platform, is expected to arrive at 2. But we have seen the Secretary General, Louis Rubongoya, who has already arrived, is in front of the Electoral Commission tent. We are yet to find out why the principal of the NUP has not yet arrived, or why they decided the Secretary General to arrive first. But to take you through, a candidate as stipulated by the law and guidelines issued by the Electoral Commission, or an aspiring person for the presidential elections, you are not supposed to hold a procession. And at the EC premises, you are only allowed to come in with 2 vehicles, and you are obliged to follow the traffic guidelines issued by the Electoral Commission. And these 2 vehicles should not have more than 10 people each. And of course, only 20 people are allowed into the premises, inclusive of the candidate or aspirant himself or herself. And when we look at today so far, the Electoral Commission has duly nominated 2 candidates. Earlier on in the morning, it was Honorable James Nathan Nandala Mafabi, and then just now it has been retired General Gregory Mugisha Muntu of the Alliance for National Transformation. General Muntu has made his remarks to the media, And yes, he emphasized that Uganda needs to be united. According to him, I don't know if he feels it's in disunity. And he said that Ugandans really need to pray so hard. Yes, so that's your country or my country or our country. To him, it is in need of liberation. I don't know. We shall be getting to know more about that from his manifesto, which he said he will be launching in a couple of days to come. He has not mentioned where he is likely to have his post-nomination rally, but for Honorable Nandala Nathan James Mafabi, he is expected to address his supporters in Nakawa division, that is Butabika playgrounds, so that he can relay maybe what he is intending to do to masses. On topping his
Zulfuna event planner and manager okuteekerateekera omukolo gwo gwonna
said they should rebuild the systems that are broken. And now, those are not my words, but they are for General Mugisha Muntu, retired one. And he said Ugandans are not aware that the country is broken, but indeed it is. And he cited an economy that is working for the broken population. What is their intent? What are they trying to achieve? Because if the people are broken, how is the economy going to benefit them? How are they going to survive? Yet they are already broken souls. And that is why he engaged or appealed to the government or to the people in power. If I'm to quote him clearly, he stated, the people in power, today you have power, tomorrow you may not have power. And treat people the way you would wish them to treat you if you weren't in power. So, and for Honorable Nathan Nandala Mafabi, what topped his agenda is revitalizing the cooperatives. And he said these would play a significant role, given his background that he's an economist and he is also a consultant still with IMF and also the World Bank. He has been a leader of opposition before, and he's been a member of parliament for over 25 years. So he believes with his vast experience, he will be able to make Uganda a country that he feels it should be, given even the GDP of the country, that as we speak, it stands at about 63 billion, and it is projected to be at 66 billion by 2026. But if I am to remind you a little, the GDP in 1986, it was at 36 billion when General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni took over power. So if you do appreciate the 40 years he has been in power, that over now it is over 63 billion, maybe you would cast your vote wisely. Okay, so Robert is going to come back with Honorable Mukaku. Stay tuned. My name is Joan N. Moronji. You are watching UBC Live straight from Nile Avenue in Kampala, capital city of Uganda. And yes, keep watching.
We're talking about the peel of 1 lemon, a little bit of cinnamon, a pot of boiling water, and some ginger. Boil it, then let it simmer. You're gonna heat it up and drink it. I do it daily, and it's working. And I learned this from Meredith Shirk, the true metabolism expert. Her tips are honestly gold, and I'm not the only one raving about this. Hi everyone, I'm Brooke Burke, and I'm an advocate for women's health. I'm a fitness guru. Well, I'm a cancer survivor, and I also have a handful of autoimmune challenges that I've been faced with. I was recently introduced to Meredith Shirk. She's changed the lives of thousands of women, and she's got so many superfood dense recipes that are easy to make, they're delicious, and they're mindful. I think you're gonna love it.
Do you want to know what happens when you drink 1 tablespoon of turmeric before you poop?
Do you know what happens when you mix turmeric with ginger?
Have you ever seen this lady? She's all over Facebook saying that all those crazy diets and crash workouts are not the way to lose weight. It's insane. My wife was curious and she just gave it a try. I'm telling you, the weight was just coming off. And it all had to do with metabolism. You have to check her out.
Boiling an egg or frying an egg? What's better for fat loss? It actually doesn't matter at all. What actually matters is just adding 1 supreme superfood to your eggs in order to increase fat burn. Want to know what it is? Hey, you want to try keto with me? No, it's not going to help my belly fat. How about fasting? fasting. I tried that and it didn't work either. What about paleo? I heard meat is the best. Too expensive. What if I just ate less? Like calories in, calories out, right? Tried that, didn't work either. You know that's never gonna help you slim down, right? Counting calories and cutting carbs just stresses your body out. It's not sustainable for your body. Actually, it's all about eating more, not less. Wait, what did you say? Just eat meta-influencer foods. Have you ever heard of those? What foods? Supreme superfoods that actually help ignite body's natural metabolism. For real, it really works? There's no secret to this. It's just that I eat the right combinations of foods every day. Seriously? Where can I learn more about this? There are 5 special superfoods called meta-influencers. And it really works. Come on, like actually works. Have you seen me? Olive oil before bed for faster weight loss. Does it actually matter? It actually does. And it is amazing. Amazing way to boost the body's natural metabolic influencers to shrink down the waistline, especially for women over 40 looking to battle the bulge, especially with belly fat. Even a client of mine lost 40 pounds, 26 inches, and 12% body fat using strategies just like this. So at that
Lubowa EC grounds. without much ado, I'd like to invite you or your agent to bring forward your papers, your nomination papers, for scrutiny and verification. Your agent. Thank you. The nominator, can you stand up, please? Nantumbwe Jen is here. Nominator. Seconder, Jago Fred, the seconder. All right. You can remain seated. Okay.
To the people who may be joining this occasion for the first time here and online, we are at the EC grounds in Lubowa, Weza, in Makindi Sabagabo. And this place is the first permanent home for the headquarters of the Electoral Commission in Uganda. And going forward, this is going to be the venue, the place where presidential candidates are nominated, and the set for this 2025-2026 general election being the first ones that have been nominated from grounds that belong to the Electoral Commission, that belong to the people of Uganda, because this is your commission, this is your Electoral Commission. And so those who are watching online and following on TV and other platforms, the Commission has now instructed the technical teams here to verify and check all the particulars that are required of an aspirant for presidential elections, to participate in the presidential elections as a candidate. So that's what the Commission has asked the teams here that are from the legal department of the Commission, the voter data management department, election management, field operations, to check those particulars that are required. And they are checking those particulars which the aspirant was informed to bring as they submit their nomination papers. The nomination form filled in triplicate, 3 copies, a declaration of consent that the aspirant consents to being nominated, confirming that the aspirant is a registered voter, is a citizen of Uganda by birth, and confirming, as the Commission said, as required by the law, that the aspirant has got the minimum academic qualifications, that they have attained at least advanced level standard or senior 6. So they're checking to confirm that the aspirant went to school. They're also confirming and checking those other particulars. The certificate indicating that the aspirant obtained the required numbers of supporters as required by the law. That the aspirant has paid the required nomination fee of 20 million shillings. So that's what is happening. That is, yeah. We thank members of the press for keeping the country and citizens of Uganda and everybody that is watching these proceedings, for keeping them informed of what is happening, because this is their exercise. This is the exercise of the people of Uganda, and what the Commission is doing is fulfilling that responsibility that it has. So we thank you, members of the press, for, since yesterday, actually since the roadmap started, the roadmap to the 2025-26 general election was first launched in July 2023, and again revised and relaunched in the presence of stakeholders in August 2024. And over time, a number of milestones on that roadmap have been undertaken, including demarcation of electoral areas at local government level, the organization of polling stations, mapping of persons with disabilities to polling stations, the first major nationwide mapping of persons with disabilities to establish who they are, where they are, what kind of disabilities they have, what needs to be done to ensure that there is greater inclusivity in the electoral process by persons with disabilities. And one of the things that the Commission has done and endeavors to do is to make sure, for instance, that on events of this nature and others, that there is sign language interpretation or translation. And you can see we have Mebo Murungi there for those who understand the language of sign language. And then the Commission undertook the update of the National Voters Register. Period was given when voters who had the opportunity to, those who are not on the register, to register as voters. Those who were new voters to register as new voters after attaining the required age. There was also the opportunity for those who wished to make transfers from one voting location to another to do so as provided for in the law. There was a period for the display of the voters register at the various levels. And fast forward now, we are in this nomination process, which started with nominations at local government level, and elections of special interest groups, the youth, older persons, and persons with disabilities. And now we are here for nominations for the people that are aspiring to the top position in the land. When the roadmap was announced, 23rd and 24th of September looked to be very far, but now we're on the last day, 24th. So you're welcome.
Well, what is happening right now is the commissioners of the Electoral Commission are perusing through the documents of Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, who happens to be the NUP flag bearer and the sixth person today and yesterday who have come at the proposed site for the Electoral Commission headquarters. That is the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Justice Simon Byabakama. I see him doing some mathematics, doing some calculation there, signing papers. Well, this is a tough time because before he pronounces himself that you've been duly, let me just wait for that statement. Maybe he's about to speak. Well, before he pronounces himself, you cannot be very sure because we saw Elton Joseph Mabirizi. Okay, let's listen.
Distinguished guests. We've been scrutinizing and verifying the nomination papers of the aspirant, and we are satisfied he has fulfilled the requirements of the Presidential Elections Act. Therefore, I, Justice Byabakama Mugenyi Simon, being the returning officer for the nomination of presidential candidates, declare Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert a duly nominated candidate in respect of the presidential elections 2026, he having fulfilled the nomination requirements under the Presidential Elections Act, Chapter 179, Laws of Uganda. You are now a candidate. Congratulations. Right. You are required to append or affix your signature or that of your agent on this paper to confirm that indeed you have attended. So please, your agent or yourself, whichever. Joshua. Okay. Candidate KYAGULANYI Sentamu Robert. As a duly nominated candidate, you are required to observe the following. 1, you are to appoint an official agent who will coordinate your campaign meetings and media program, and also attend meetings on your behalf where necessary. Secondly, you are to avail the commission with a schedule of your campaign meetings and media program as soon as practicable, so as to facilitate the smooth harmonization of all the candidates' campaign programs countrywide before you embark on your campaign schedule, which officially begins on 29th of September. You are also to sign a memorandum of understanding with the Electoral Commission on compliance with the harmonized campaign program, timelines, and guidelines. Although the campaigns kick off on 29th, however, you are at liberty today to meet your supporters, since we could not allow them, all of them in here, at a designated place, either to roll out your manifesto or greet your supporters. You are at liberty to do that. The commission is also required, upon nomination, to avail you a soft copy of the voters register, the national voters register. And we have this soft copy here. I ask your agent to come and pick it. Yeah. No. Furthermore, under Section 23 of the Presidential Elections Act, the Commission is required to ensure that the relevant organs of the state provide you, during the entire campaign period, your protection, both on the road, on the campaign trail, or not even on the campaign trail, wherever you want to go, and also at home. To that extent, therefore, we are going to hand over to you a security vehicle together with the security personnel who will be guarding you at all times. The vehicle is at our cost. The fuel, the driver, the guards protecting you are all at our cost, even maintenance of the vehicle. Thereafter, we have a media tent. You may want to address the media and talk to the people of Uganda. It is at your will. But for now, can we go and we hand over to you your security vehicle and the security personnel. Thank you very much.
Please, you. Thank you very much. Please, the candidate.
Come back to the Electoral Commission here in Lubowa, and the presidential nominations are still happening, and this is the last candidate. The Honorable Robert Sentamu Kyagulanyi is now proceeding to be handed over the security detail that is his. It will be a 16-man security detail, and this detail is both for his home and his personal movement, and also, as said by the Electoral Commission, this detail is catered for by the Electoral Commission. The personnel, the driver, the car, the fueling, wherever he's moving, the cost is met by them. He will be proceeding out, as we see he and his will be proceeding out, and they'll be moving straight to where the detail is, and then the chairperson of the Electoral Commission will be handing him over the car. Then he'll be addressed by the commander of the security detail, who will in turn brief. Also, there'll be, in case he has any detail. For the tent, the delegate. Who is there? Lois Rubongoya, who is moving with him. You will also see the Chief Whip, Nambeshe, who is also with him there. He has a whole team that is going and escorting him to be able to receive the brief of this transportation. And his car, this transportation is not to be indulged by the candidate. It is only for the security detail. He, the candidate, has to find his own means of transport to be able to from one place to another. We also see quite a number of members. The Honorable the principal to receive. He's actually a candidate. He's
Sentamu, the NUP principal and flag bearer for the presidential elections 2026, has officially been nominated by the Electoral Commission. All requirements needed, Robert Kyagulanyi Sentamu has presented them, and the Electoral Commission is very satisfied. Now he's heading to the vehicle that is being given, and this is for his security. Wherever he goes, he's supposed to have 24/7 protection from today till the entire process is done. Now, interesting this time, these candidates are only given a patrol vehicle, that double cabin. It has a 16-man crew. The days of my guest in studio, Samuel Walter Lubega Mukaku, they were given a security vehicle. They were given a vehicle for the candidate to traverse the country. And I remember they contributed 8 million non-refundable. This time it has been 20 million non-refundable. But during their days, you would contribute 8 million, but then you would be given 20 million. Now, things are tougher for this time round, for the candidates that are going to, that are already been nominated. We can say 6 of them are now fully nominated, bring to the end of what we began with, because by closure of business yesterday, we had 5 candidates, and today morning, the chairperson of the Electoral Commission informed us that also General Gregory Mugisha Muntu had fulfilled the requirements issued with the certificate, and he was duly nominated. Now, this brings the number to 6 candidates who are going to appear on the ballot paper, unless any changes. But as we see things, no change. It is 6. Now, Robert Kyagulanyi Sentamu will address the media, as it has been the norm for every candidate who has been nominated.
Protocol team, please get me an umbrella for the candidate.
Yeah, address it alone. But you need an umbrella.
NUP president, now a presidential candidate for 2026, making the total of 6 men that are going to appear on the ballot paper. Don't ask me where are the ladies.
Protocol team,
because unlike previously, this time around we seem not to have any lady having met the requirements of the Electoral Commission. Nancy Kalembe had expressed interest, and a number of women had expressed and picked nomination forms, but when it comes to fulfilling the requirements, we've not seen any. Well, let's go to Robert Kyagulanyi.
You are welcome to address the nation. We have 20 minutes here. You can talk to us for 10 minutes and then take some questions from members of the press. You are welcome, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, before I say anything, I want to take this opportunity to pay tribute to our former Deputy President, Mama Jolly Mugisha, who passed away on the 24th of September last year. Today is exactly 1 year since we lost Mama Jolly. Mama Jolly was always a pillar of strength and courage within us. We strongly believe that today has fallen on this day, not by coincidence. Maybe there's a message that we are getting from the Almighty. Mama Jolly, rest in peace. We shall make you proud. We shall never give up your dreams. Fellow Ugandans, ladies and gentlemen, comrades in the struggle, I am deeply humbled and profoundly honored to accept your nomination to be the next president of the Republic of Uganda for the year 2026 to 2031, not 1926 to 1931. I thank you very much for the trust that you've continued to place in me ever since I offered myself for the first time for the presidential office in 2021. Today, my heart is filled with a deep sense of responsibility to deliver to that trust that you've put in me. Together, we have been everywhere preaching the message of a new Uganda. And today, with this nomination, we start on the final phase of our mission to freedom and true independence. Since our nation was born in 1962, every change of leadership has been written in blood, the blood and sacrifice of the common people of Uganda, the citizens of Uganda, and yet the leaders who always promised liberation have always delivered oppression. For 40 long years, one man and a small group of his relatives and friends have ruled our country on gunpoint. They have looted our nation and turned every institution of government into a tool of oppression. They have reduced the citizens of Uganda into slaves on their own land. They have reduced all of us into beggars, and they've turned our poverty into a tool of control. And yet, our country is not poor. Our country is rich. Our country cannot fall down. Our country will stand firm. Ladies and gentlemen, our country is fertile. Our people are hardworking and enterprising. We are rich in creativity. We are resourceful. We are energetic. We are young, and we are promising. Our country is one of the richest countries on the planet in terms of natural resources. So, my brothers and sisters, our problem is not lack of wealth. Our problem is lack of leadership. Leadership that serves the people instead of terrorizing them and exploiting them. Leadership that seeks to uplift the citizens instead of enslaving them. Sisters and brothers, this is not the first time that we stand before you with a dream of a new Uganda. We first made our attempt 5 years ago in 2021. Hundreds of our brothers and sisters were tortured. Many of them were arrested, and they're still in prison as we speak right now. Many were killed, and many are missing to the present day. And yet, we refuse to give up. I know that many of you are now asking, why then do we go to the polls? Why do we risk the tear gas, the bullets, the prisons, the torture chambers, the death, and all the mess that is awaiting us? My answer to you is this: we risk it all because the alternative is giving up, and that is 10 times worse. If we give up now, we shall have no moral authority to complain about what happens next. If we surrender now, that means that the fighting spirit of Rita Nabukenya, of Frank Senteza, of Yasin Kauma, and many others has been defeated. It means that they died in vain. It means betrayal. Betrayal of the comrades who have spent years in prison, counting on us who still have our little freedom to continue fighting for their freedom. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, no matter what happens to us, we must keep moving forward. Even if somebody tells you that our chance to freedom is only 1%, let us take that chance and fight. We have always been telling you about the protest vote, and today, let me use this opportunity to break it down in more detail. We have voted before. We have won elections before, and we have been rigged before. But the election this time is no usual election, brothers and sisters. We are going into this election as a way of protesting against the injustice that has been occasioned to us for the last 40 years. We are protesting, and the protest begins now. We must use this election season to rally the people of Uganda, to express their anger and to express their hope at the ballot box. We are going to use this election to protest legally. We are going to use this election to protest constitutionally. And we are going to use this election to protest non-violently. We must mobilize the people of Uganda to come out and vote in very, very large numbers. Numbers too big to rig. We must lay different strategies and make different plans to ensure that we, the people of Uganda, get our freedom in this season. Now, to our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, you, brothers and sisters, the Ugandans in the diaspora, you send so much money. You send more than $2 billion back to Uganda every year. In real sense, you are the biggest investors in Uganda. We know that many of you even fear to come back home because you know what happens to those that return home. Many of you don't risk the brutality. We know that Ugandans like Sam Mugumya, who returned from a Congolese prison, was abducted weeks ago, and up to now, he's missing. Nobody knows where Sam Mugumya is. We know Robert Kayingo Luja, a lawyer who was recently abducted from the airport, kept incommunicado for a month before being forced back in exile without even stepping foot in his house. The examples are many, ladies and gentlemen, but I tell you, my friends, we are fighting so that you can return to your home, to your families, to freedom and dignity. We are fighting so that you are received with roses and not handcuffs. We fight so that Uganda can give your children the chances and opportunities that you never got. That is why we fight. Now to General Museveni. I know you don't like listening to young people or even listening to anybody at all, but at least listen to your friend and Bush war comrade, General Kainda Otafire. I want you to remember that Uganda was here before you, and Uganda will be here long after you are gone. You don't have to burn it down on your way out. The best guarantee for your legacy, for your security, and for what you and your people have earned in the last 40 years is to allow a peaceful, orderly, and democratic transition of power. That opportunity is available because we are not vengeful people. We still believe in peace. We still believe in justice. And yes, we believe in reconciliation. All we want is a free and fair election. No military violence, no police brutality. That is not too much to ask for. Let this election not be a military operation. Let this be a democratic election. That should not be too much to ask for. You are aware that for the last 5 years, your regime has done everything to break our spirits.
Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, the NUP president, and now a candidate fully or duly nominated by the Electoral Commission. They're addressing the media and the nation from then, where he will be asked a number of questions by the media. Well, it is only 20 minutes that he had, 10 for his speech and 20 to answer questions from the journalists that are present there. I'm still with Samuel Walter Lubega Mukaku. Now, Mukaku, today we can confirm 6 men are going to appear on the ballot paper for 2026. These will include incumbent Yoweri Kaguta Museveni of the NRM party. We will have Elton Joseph Mabirizi, Conservative Party, Robert Kasibante, National Peasants Party. We will have Gregory Mugisha Muntu, Alliance for National Transformation, James Nandara Mafari Nathan, who is from the Forum for Democratic Change, and Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. 6 men here.
Uganda, where teachers, soldiers, health workers, and other workers are paid promptly and adequately. Where farmers earn fair income from their produce, where traders are not suffocating under exploitative tax regimes. That is a new Uganda that we dream of. That is a new Uganda that we shall definitely get to. A Uganda where citizens can demonstrate on the streets about injustice, and the response of the government will be to listen to them and not to shoot them dead. A Uganda where jobs are not for the connected few, but for all those who qualify and are willing to work. Thank you. In the coming days, ladies and gentlemen, we shall unveil our manifesto, and we shall go ahead to paint a clear picture of that new Uganda that we dream of, that new Uganda that we believe. But ultimately, about leadership, that will be a Uganda where leaders will be serving the people and not the other way around. I tell you, my friends, that Uganda is possible in our lifetime. And with your courage, with our sacrifice, and with the grace of God, we shall reach that new Uganda. Now, as the National Unity Platform, even with the little resources that we had for the last 4.5 years, we have already demonstrated that we are able to use less and achieve more. We have managed to acquire the biggest political party headquarters in Uganda. We have launched the first school of leadership, and we have gone ahead to groom leaders at no cost to them. Leaders that will uphold our values and offer leadership to the next generation after we retire. We have supported families of political prisoners and missing comrades. We have refused to be compromised. We have held onto our principles even when it has come at great personal cost. We have pursued and secured sanctions against those who steal from our people and against those who oppress our people. We have kept the struggle alive, and we are growing even stronger. Now, to the international community, Uganda's freedom is not only for Ugandans. Uganda's freedom is for everybody. If Ugandans are safe, if Ugandans are not safe, neither are our neighbors, nor the international dwellers or the international community that always receives us when we go seeking for asylum. Please stand with us as we stand for democracy and human rights. Now, to our senior comrade, Dr. Kiza Besije, to our brothers Alex Waiswa Mufumbiro, Comrade Bobby Young, Eddie Mutwe, Achireo Chivumbi, Machete, Gaddafi, and all other political prisoners. We honor you, we think about you, we pray for you, and we are fighting for you. To your families and every Ugandan that has been affected in this struggle, please don't lose hope. Your suffering will never go in vain. Now finally, to the comrades that I will be moving with on this campaign trail, the foot soldiers, the ordinary citizens of Uganda who have nothing else to offer to their country but their selves, their bodies. First of all, I thank you, brothers and sisters. We have stood together through the tear gas, through the bullets, through the beatings, through the abductions, through the courts, through the prison walls, and through the funerals. You have been my shield. You have been my eyes. You have been my courage. You have been my strength. You have been my friends, my true friends. Today, as we go into what is likely to be an even more violent campaign, I will be relying on you, my friends. We are embarking on a long walk to freedom. Whatever lies ahead of us is going to test everything that we are and everything that we stand for. But I guarantee you, brothers and sisters, freedom will come at the end of the day. Because after all, freedom never comes easy. Our grandparents shed blood for the independence of this country 62 years ago. Our parents shed blood for what they believed was a liberation 40 years ago. Our comrades in this very generation are in prison for this very struggle. They have shed blood for this struggle. Many of them are missing and they don't even have graves for this struggle. Let us carry them in our hearts. Let us carry them in our minds. Let us do this in their name. Brothers and sisters, the same courage and discipline that has kept us going since 2017 should be the same courage and discipline to carry us through this campaign. Your duty in this campaign, I must remind you, will not be to protect me. Yes, your duty in this campaign is not to protect me. It is to protect yourselves. It is to protect each other. It is to protect those ordinary people that come to support us on our rallies. I request you to be vigilant in every village that we shall enter and on every rally that we go to. Please be very solid and be very sober. Please be very calm and be very disciplined. Hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. Be careful, but don't show fear, because this regime wants us to be fearful. My brothers and sisters, I want you to understand what we are fighting for. We are fighting for a better Uganda. We are fighting for the farmers, for the border riders, for the young graduates who have no jobs. We are fighting for the ghetto people, those ghetto youth whose future is being stolen away in exchange for a few shillings. We are fighting for the ordinary children whose future is empty and we want to give meaning to. We are fighting for those police officers who are ordered to brutalize you because you are fighting for their children's future. And afterwards, they have to return to their uniport, to an empty house, to children with no school fees, and to a family with no health insurance. Please don't look at them as your enemies, because they are not your enemies. They are victims too. They also wish that things can change someday. Brothers and sisters, if we succeed, this country will be free and things will change forever. It will never be the same again. Unfortunately, if we don't succeed, nobody will ever believe that we did our best. That will mean that we are condemning our children, those that are born and those that are unborn, to slavery. And that is not what we should be doing. Therefore, brothers and sisters, failure is not an option. We must get our freedom, or at least die trying to get our freedom. I don't know how much danger is awaiting us on this campaign trail, but I know that we are going to keep moving with hope and faith. We are carrying the hope of our entire generation, a hope of millions and millions of Ugandans. Brothers and sisters, I want you to understand that this that we are carrying on our shoulders is a historical responsibility. So prepare yourselves. Hug your loved ones one more time and tell them that we are going to war. We are going to a war that we never chose, a war that we are not even trained for, but a war that has been imposed on us by our oppressors. We are facing an enemy that is armed to the teeth, and we are facing the enemy barehanded, only armed with the truth and God. We are fighting this because it is a duty that we must take on. We are fighting for our God-given right to live as human beings in our own country. We will never retire. We will never give up. We will fight until we are free, and I'm sure we shall be free in the end. This is not a matter of when, but it's not a matter of if. This is a matter of when, and we know that we are going to achieve our freedom. Brothers and sisters, I want to conclude by guaranteeing to you that are here with us and all Ugandans all over the world that in the end we shall be free. In the end, everything is going to be all right. And if everything is not all right yet, then that will not be the end. Thank you very much for God and my country.
Thank you, candidates, for that address. Now, members of the press, the candidates team has said that it's going to do the version in Uganda at Natete and also answer the questions there. So given the environment, I don't know unless the candidate chooses. So that is the guidance from his team. Thank you very much. So let us wait for that advice. But that's what the team had presented. Thank you.
I don't think we have time. Yeah, apologies because of the weather and because of the time constraint. We request that we proceed to Natete to address our rally and maximize our time, and maybe we'll answer questions from there or another opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, candidate protocol team. I know the weather is a challenge, but let's manage the candidate and his entourage. Please, protocol team, protect my microphone at the main podium. And let us usher...
Finished addressing members of the general public and the press. Well, because of the weather, his team, that is the National Unity Platform team, thought it wise that he proceeds to Natete, where they're going to be having their rally, and there he will have the Luganda version and respond to questions from the media. Now, Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu makes it to the 6th candidate that has been nominated by the Electoral Commission, and 6 will appear on the ballot paper. According to that program we had today, there were 3 candidates, and indeed 3 candidates have been nominated, and yesterday we had 3 candidates. Now that makes a total of 6 that will appear on the ballot paper. When we look at the laws, there are 2 days designated. Now this was the 24th, that was the 23rd and 24th. We can reliably say that yes, the day is closed as of now, and unless anything or any other communication, it is guaranteed that we shall have 6 candidates for 2026.
Obadde okimanyi nti osobola okufuna event planner and manager okuteekerateekera omukolo gwo gwonna, kati osobola okumufuna nga mulokole obutafuna stress yonna. BGPevents be bantu abatuufu. Oyagala kekisi, ebifaananyi ebirungi ne video, motoka z'abagole mu bika eby'enjawulo, jangu tukuyambe. Tukola decoration ali ku mulembe, tulina bridal gowns ne changing wear, obutebe, tents, abafumbi abalungi, saako PA system, ekyuma ekisunsula obulungi. ate nga tukulira ne bajeti y'omukolo gwo ejja mu nsawo yo saakuba ashes baffe abali smart abataswaza mukolo gwo n'abogezi b'emikolo abalungi bakatumwa ate nga tusobola n'okufunira reception y'omukolo gwo kati oyagala suuti makanzu agatwalibwa ku buko oba gomesi tubikufunira ku bisale ebirungi BGPevents bwetegeka omukolo tukuletera n'abayimbi abasanyusa abagenyi bo saako kukola selection y'ennyimba ezigendera ku mukolo gwo. Esimu 07758681 oba tusange Facebook page yaffe oba Twitter, YouTube ne Instagram. Blessed Charles, Blessed Gospel Promotions, BGPevents. Twewaayo for excellence, flexibility, time, integrity and hard working.
BGPevents, likinga, subscribinga, oba ogoberere era oyanirize n'omulala byonna bya
You are watching BGPtv, the Father's Heart. Obadde okimanyi nti osobola okufuna event planner and manager okuteekerateekera omukolo gwo gwonna kati osobola okumufuna nga mulokole obutafuna stress yonna. BGPevents be bantu abatuufu oyagala kekisi ebifaananyi ebirungi ne vidiyo motoka z'abagole mu bika eby'enjawulo jangu tukuyambe tukola decoration ali ku mulembe tulina bridal gowns ne changing wear obutebe tentsi abafumbi abalungi saako PA system ekyuma ekisunsula obulungi ate nga tukulira ne bajeti y'omukolo gwo ejja mu nsawo yo saakuba ashes baffe abali smart abataswaza mukolo gwo n'abogezi b'emikolo abalungi bakatumwa ate nga tusobola n'okufunira reception y'omukolo gwo kati oyagala suuti makanzu agatwalibwa ku buko oba gomesi tubikufunira ku bisale ebirungi BGPevents bwetegeka omukolo tukuletera n'abayimbi abasanyusa abagenyi bo saako kukola selection y'ennyimba ezigendera ku mukolo gwo. Esimu 07758681 oba tusange Facebook page yaffe oba Twitter, YouTube ne Instagram. Blessed Charles, Blessed Gospel Promotions, BGPevents. Twewaayo for excellence, flexibility, time, integrity and hard working.
BGPevents, likinga, subscribinga, oba ogoberere era oyanirize n'omulala byonna bya